ladies and gentlemen, bringing back the wonderful Amy Sky. Wow, that was an amazing performance. Amazing.
Thank you, Rudy. So fun. Did you guys notice I don't have a drummer here tonight? Did you notice?
Actually, yeah, I was thinking about that too. No drummer, why?
It's actually, first of all, this venue is such a listening room. I think it's better, this is a good venue to not have drums in, but it really gives you a chance to dig into the songs and just to express them in a different way. And anybody miss the drummer? No? Okay. All right, he's gone. All right.
The other thing I was trying to figure out too was, were you going to do like different hairstyles? Because at one point you had your hair up and you started doing that little bun thing, and I'm going, am I going to see like 3 or 4 different hairstyles? I mean, this must have been from your Nashville days or something.
You know what? It's simply thermodynamics. Just hot. I'm just hot. He's a man. He wouldn't understand, girls, right? No. I don't even.
Thank goodness.
Get me started.
First, I got to say congratulations on a. Hold on. What do you got there?
Nothing.
Are you sure? I'm not going to get tased or something.
No.
There we go.
It's hot under these lights.
Yeah, it is hot. No, you make it hot.
I'm hot under these lights.
You definitely make it hot. I was just about to ask, though, I mean, did you ever think that when your career started and the people you ended up working with throughout the journey, your musical journey, did you ever think your career would turn out the way it has?
That's a really good question. I think at different points in my career, I had different ideas about what it was going to be. I know because I moved to the States right out of university, and I was being groomed for American and international success by the American record companies while I was there. So that was sort of one path that could have happened that actually didn't happen, even though I had a chance to experience what it was like to do the whole behind-the-scenes thing, being signed to major record labels in the States. But one thing I knew that I always wanted to keep doing was just creating music. That is the most important thing to me. That's my buzz, is that the writing is actually my buzz. I mean, I love the performing is great too, but it's the creating of the new stuff that I never want to lose. So the fact that I'm able to still do that, I just feel very, very blessed.
That really comes from home life. And I have to say this too, because just recently I was allowed in their home. And yes, they allowed me in their home. And we were having a meeting, and her kids were, actually adults were there, and everybody in their household is singing. There's somebody's in one room singing, and somebody else is in another one. And while we were sitting there and talking, I'm trying to tell her something, trying to tell Amy something. Amy's like, yeah, Rudy, and then suddenly it's la, 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 la. She's singing away, and then she's continuing the conversation. A lot of love, a lot of song in the household.
My eyes were glazing over because Zoe and Ezra, their harmonies are amazing. And it's hard for me to, I'm a little ADD that way. I can't concentrate. Someone's talking and there's music on, I'm like, And I do, I forget, I don't know if it was, somebody asked me in an interview last week what music I listen to. And honestly, the music that my kids and Mark make is actually my favorite music of other people. I know that sounds like it's not true, but it is. We have a similar musical taste. I think that's what it is.
Well, it definitely works because everybody loves the music, correct? But at the same time, though, with all the love and the great music that you're putting out there, there were still some dark clouds over your head. You've been through a lot personally, too.
Yes, I have. And I've been pretty public over the last, I guess it's been about 6 or 7 years, about my struggle with postpartum depression initially. And the only way I let the public know about that was actually in my song, I Will Take Care of You. In the first verse where it says, the mother says to the daughter, darling, I'm just as scared as you, but I promise you somehow I will take care of you. That was my very veiled reference to the fact that when I became a mother, it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't that sort of fantasy I had about, Disney squirrels and clouds and, little deers helping you change the diapers and everything. No, that didn't happen. I don't know. I just read the wrong book. And I was never, in fact, that whole thing happened before I'd launched my performing career, actually. And I never wanted to talk about it because it was in the past, and I thought, it was something private and frankly embarrassing. I think postpartum depression is one of maybe the least conditions that people present with the least to doctors, because women, there's so much fear and misinformation and misunderstanding about it. And what happened was in 2006, I was just invited to be the performer at the Mood Disorders Association of Ontario. They had an award show. And they just wanted me to come and sing after the award show. They had no idea I had any history with mood disorders. And as each person in the, what are they called, the board of directors, they introduced themselves to me by their mood disorder. Wow. So Frank came up and said, "Hi, I'm Frank. I'm an alcoholic. I won't be drinking tonight." And then Mary's like, "Hi, I'm Mary. I'm bipolar. I won't be having any coffee." I was like, can we talk about this? I didn't know this was cocktail party chatter. I felt like I was in one of those Will and Grace episodes, when Grace introduces Will to her family and she says, "Will, this is Aunt Bertha, bursitis, Uncle Fred, arthritis." And I was like, "Oh, well, I have a mood disorder too." I was thinking that. And I wasn't planning on saying anything, but after the show, they were honoring people in the community that were giving back, who were advocating, who were researching, who were supporting those with mood disorders. And when it was my turn to sing, and I got to that song, I thought I knew what that song was about. I'd never told anyone. And I thought, well, I can share with this crowd. I'll tell people the truth behind the song. And you could have heard a pin drop. They were like, "Oh, you're one of us." And so after that performance, there was some media there, and they asked me if I would speak about my experience with postpartum depression, and I was like, no, I'll tell these people, because they're all crazy too. But I'm not going to tell the whole world, because then I won't have any fans left, because I was not enlightened. My consciousness had not been raised that mood disorders are simply a physical and mental disorder, no different from having a kidney problem or breaking a leg. It's just the brain's a body part. And I didn't know that. I thought I was a defective person for having gone through it.
If anybody has any question, please, like I said, if you want, just walk up to the microphone. If you have anybody over there yet. But please, feel free, because this is what it's all about. It's no holds barred. We're, letting everything hang loose here tonight.
And we waited till after intermission to make sure you'd had a couple of glasses of wine before we opened the mic up to you.
Absolutely. Well, okay. You've been able to... Oh, do we have somebody?
Yep.
Oh, great. And can you give us your name, please?
Hi, my name's Corinne, and I would actually really like you to sing that song tonight.
Oh, you want me to sing I Will Take Care of You?
Please.
Corinne, I think I can do that for you after the interview. Thank you for that. I think we can manage that, right, guys? We can do that.
Fantastic. Well, you've been able to open up to everyone, not just through talking to people, but through other different forms. One is Alive and Awake. That's what it's all about.
One of the things that happened with that song, with I Will Take Care of You, is that because it's about the cycle of life, it's about birth and marriage and illness and death, I found that people were coming to my concerts to cry, knowing they were going to cry. And at first I was kind of nervous. I was saying to my manager, "Oh my God, everybody's crying. What do I do?" And he's like, no, that's a good thing. And I actually talked to a friend of mine who's a music therapist, who told me that songs, well, as a music therapist, she uses songs as a safe place for people to experience their emotions. And that there's nothing wrong with negative emotions. In fact, they only do damage when they are not expressed. And sometimes talking about it can be overwhelming. People don't know where to get started. But a song that provides people a sort of a safe 3 or 4 minute place to go and relive their sad or unresolved, or even just their grieving feelings of loss is fantastic. It's actually very therapeutic. So when I understood that, and I realized that I had a choice that I could make with the songs I was going to record. And I realized how much music lifted me up, the right kind of music. Every song on Alive and Awake is designed to engage people in a process of transformation.
Yeah, it is all about, it's talking to, oh, please.
You can clap.
Go ahead, clap. Dialogue is very important about this, isn't it?
Dialogue is how we learn.
Well, that probably explains why you took Alive and Awake to, what was that?
Turn the TV off, guys.
I think we kind of figured that one out, what happened there.
I knew what the score was. I was upstairs because I heard the 2 loud cheers.
Yeah. We're just getting right into just really intimate and then some, bad.
I just said don't hold in your emotions. Hold them in.
You have a newsletter,
yes.
which is very important. This is all about dialogue, too.
It is. Like I said, for years, I didn't ever talk about my experience with mood disorders because I didn't know how, I didn't know where, I didn't know in what context I could without feeling labeled in some way that I would feel uncomfortable with. And what I've found is that secrets only have a power if they're secret. And that there's so much that we can do. Anyone who's been through an episode of mood disorder, and that's 1 in 5 people, and I'm not going to start going duck, duck, goose in here, people, but statistically, there will be a few of you in this room that have accompanied me on this journey. And the sharing of information, the taking the stigma away, the understanding that there are things that we can do every day in our daily life, small practices that we can engage in that will create greater resilience to either prevent an episode of mood disorder from reoccurring or to recover from one, or really to recover from any kind of physical or mental imbalance. We have to make a decision that we're going to engage in that and practice something that Sunnybrook Hospital calls self-care, and that's why we're partnered with them.
That's fantastic. Give a big round of applause for that, folks.